Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to briefly talk to you about the fire and egress door inspections that my company provides, me specifically. There are 4 occupancy types that require, at a minimum, annual inspections of fire-rated doors, basically. Fire-rated door assemblies or swinging doors that are fire-rated with builder's hardware. Those 4 occupancy types are what is currently required in NFPA 101, the 2012 edition. There are, from what I understand, additional occupancies that are going to require annual inspections of these doors. Those 4 occupancies currently are daycare, new and existing, educational, new and existing, residential board and care, new and existing, healthcare, new and existing. The way I like to think of it, of the occupancies, are it's the entire lifespan of the human being. From daycare, well, daycare is, little kids, little young people, educational, formative years, healthcare, when we're older and need help. And then, of course, there's residential board and care, which certainly come into play with the latter half, I suppose. So the entire arc of the human experience, I suppose. So those 4 occupancies are actually mandated by code to be inspected annually. And there is then assembly occupancies, new and existing, are required to have their means of egress doors that are not necessarily fire rated inspected annually as well. An example of that would be your exterior door that is just in your path of egress. You go from your exit access, where you are in the building, to get to the exit itself, and then the exit discharge from that exit to the public way. So those doors are also mandated by code to be inspected. So let me say this: we're not the code police. We are not the AHJ, the authority having jurisdiction. We simply provide the service of helping our clients, our end users, be within the realm of requirements and not run afoul of the code. The benefit that we have is that the code NFPA 80 and NFPA 101 are quite clear in what's required. The final say on anything that's done is the authority having jurisdiction, your fire marshal, your elected official, your inspector, whatever person that is, whatever their title is in your area, that person has the final say, period, when it comes to what's permissible on a fire-rated assembly, a fire-rated door with builder's hardware, or a means of egress door that is technically required by code, assuming that that area has adopted that code, requires of you as the building owner, the stakeholder, onto whose shoulders falls all responsibility of compliance with code. If someone walked into my building here and said, you don't have emergency lights that are compliant, ignorance is not a reason by which I can justify not having proper proper emergency lighting in existence. The code is quite clear. If you're given a business license, there's probably going to be an inspection. So where I like to think that our expertise comes into play is that we possess the knowledge of what's required for these openings, having studied, learned how to read and understand the code by experts in the field, learning how to apply the methodology of logically inspecting a door opening, determining what falls below the standard of compliance in a complete total sense of the opening, having you as our client be instructed as to what the report is or the summary is on that door, and to enable you to bring that door up to complete compliance with code. Our benefit, I think, is understanding the code in such a way that we understand what it says and what is actually required. What I'm driving at is the authority having jurisdiction. These people are experts in what they do, and they have the final say. However, I would politely and delicately suggest that authorities having jurisdiction may not be necessarily expert when it comes to the incredible quantity of those things listed for a fire-rated swinging door, when their scope of responsibility falls to so many other aspects. I just mentioned emergency lighting. It has nothing to do with doors directly. They have to inspect that. They have to inspect fire safety equipment like fire extinguishers. They have to do HVAC, chillers. They have to do a variety of other things, and most likely in an environment where they are spread far too thin to be able to safely ensure that these openings are being inspected. You can get into a scenario where you might be obligated to do something to a non-compliant door, a door that's failed compliance. The inspector may not possess knowledge of what are the ever-evolving and increasing solutions to how to make a non-compliant door compliant in means or ways other than a complete replacement of everything. We possess that knowledge. We work hard at understanding not only the code, how to read it, interpret it correctly, so that you can benefit from our knowledge, so that your doors are compliant in such a way that is in complete compliance with existing building code, and do so in such a way that the authority having jurisdiction is absolutely on the same page with what's being done and how you're doing it. Inspections are technically required there are 3 different types of inspections required, and I understand that the requirements will only become more entrenched in building construction, maintenance, etc. as time goes on. This year is 2018 that I'm making this video. There are only 4 occupancies that are required. There's a whole lot more than 4 occupancies in the Life Safety Code. I understand that in construction documents, when architects create the documents, when the engineers help create the documents, when the architectural hardware consultants are involved and the work goes out to bid, it's going to become, and has actually become, part of the specifications where someone needs to provide the inspection service, which is titled acceptance inspection, so that the authority having jurisdiction can issue a CO, or certificate of occupancy. Without those inspections being done, there will be a time, I'm told, that the CO will not be granted or provided until the acceptance inspections are done. Those inspection records have to be kept on file for the life of the door assembly. Whenever you do maintenance on a door, that has to be inspected by code, and then finally annually there needs to be inspections. So there's a lot happening in the realm of inspecting fire door and means of egress that we offer our services to you as the building owner, onto whose shoulders rests the responsibility of compliance. We will assist you in every regard with this work. We have below this video lots of additional information, not only videos, this video and others, documentations on the methodology of inspecting and opening, the top deficiencies of doors. If you're going to hire us to do your inspections, I would encourage you to review those top 10 deficiencies and the rest of the data on the page to internally bring those openings up to compliance as best you understand them, so that there would be technically a smaller percentage of failures, if any at all. If you have any questions on fire and egress door inspections, the process, what's needed to be done, how we go about doing it, helping interpret the code, please feel free to reach out to us and we would be happy to provide you those services. Again, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. I am a certified fire door assembly inspector. I hold those credentials. Thank you very much.